On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Incinerate.
To burn something, especially waste material, completely.
Examples:
Incinerate waste. The power to incinerate nations. For safety reasons, we must completely incinerate contaminated protective clothing.
Cyclone.
A violent, rotating windstorm that forms over tropical waters and can cause extensive damage to coastal regions, also known as a hurricane or typhoon, depending on the region in which it occurs.
Examples:
Cyclone warning. Devastating cyclone. The cyclone's strong winds and rough seas severely impacted the fishing industry.
Inherit.
To receive money, property, or a title from someone after they have died.
Examples:
Inherit estate. Inherit ancestral property. After his death, his sons inherited his business.
Aorta.
The main and largest artery, equals thick tube that carries blood from the heart to the body, in the human body originating from the heart.
Examples:
Abdominal aorta. Repair of an aorta. The patient will undergo bypass surgery of the aorta today.
Dilate.
To make something wider, larger, or more open.
Examples:
Dilate the bronchial tubes. Dilate blood vessel. The pupils of the eyes dilate in low light.
Gruesome.
Causing horror or disgust.
Examples:
Hear gruesome details. Gruesome accident. The gruesome crime scene was difficult for the detectives to stomach.
Anesthetize.
To administer a drug or other substance that causes a loss of sensation or consciousness, often to perform a medical procedure, to numb or dull a physical or emotional sensation.
Examples:
Anesthetize a patient. Anesthetize a wound. The dentist will anesthetize your mouth before removing your wisdom teeth.
Centigrade.
A system of temperature measurement in which the freezing point of water is 0 degrees and the boiling point of water is 100 degrees, also known as the Celsius scale.
Examples:
Centigrade scale. Centigrade thermometer. The temperature reached a peak of 35 degrees centigrade.
Coagulate.
To become thickened or solidified, usually as a result of a chemical reaction or change in temperature. To cause a liquid to become thick or solid.
Examples:
Coagulate bleeding blood vessels. Coagulate milk. When the blood coagulates, it forms a clot to stop bleeding.
Warfarin.
An anticoagulant medication commonly prescribed to prevent or treat blood clots by inhibiting the clotting factors, often used in conditions such as deep vein thrombosis, pulmonary embolism, or certain heart conditions.
Examples:
Warfarin therapy. Monitor warfarin levels. The dosage of warfarin needs to be carefully monitored to avoid complications.
Frightening.
Causing fear or alarm, or very surprising and alarming.
Examples:
Cast frightening eyes. Frightening experience. The news of the pandemic was a frightening reminder of the fragility of human health.
Tensile.
Relating to the ability of a material or structure to stretch or bend without breaking or losing its shape, having great strength or flexibility under tension.
Examples:
Tensile deformation. Tensile properties. The engineer tested the tensile strength of the metal to determine its durability.
Bulge.
To protrude or extend outward.
Examples:
Bulge at the enterprise. Bulge with books. The muscles in his arm bulged as he lifted the heavy weights.
Endothelium.
The thin layer of cells that lines the interior surface of blood vessels and plays a critical role in regulating blood flow and blood clotting.
Examples:
Endothelium layer. Endothelium function. The endothelium damage caused by smoking can lead to several health complications.
Sagittal.
Relating to or located in a plane that divides the body or any of its parts into left and right sections, referring to the suture on the top of the skull that connects the parietal bones.
Examples:
Sagittal plane. Sagittal spinal alignment. The doctor ordered a sagittal MRI to examine the patient's spinal cord.
Ventricle.
A chamber or cavity within an organ or structure, particularly the lower chamber of the heart that pumps blood to the lungs and other parts of the body.
Examples:
Left ventricle. Ventricle in the brain. The heart's ventricles are responsible for pumping blood out to the body.
Leaflet.
A small, thin piece of paper or other material, often used for advertising or informational purposes, a small branch or part of a leaf.
Examples:
Information leaflet. Political leaflet. The environmental group handed out leaflets to raise awareness of the dangers of deforestation.
Taper.
To become or cause something to become gradually narrower at one end.
Examples:
Taper the medication slowly. Taper the dose down. Most of the tree trunks taper toward the top.
Iterate.
To repeat or do something again, often to make improvements or correct errors, To go over or revisit something repeatedly, to restate or emphasize a point or idea.
Examples:
Iterate results. Iterate an experiment. We need to iterate on this design to improve its functionality.
Bespeak.
To suggest or indicate something. To request something in advance. To suggest or indicate a particular quality or characteristic.
Examples:
Bespeak elegance. Bespeak good manners. Your outfit bespeaks competence and professionalism.
Porous.
Having many small holes and being able to absorb or pass through fluids.
Examples:
Porous materials. Porous membrane. Our unfenced and largely unpoliced border inevitably has been very porous for insurgents.
Personalize.
To make something or an experience specific to an individual or group, often through adding personal details or tailoring it to their preferences or needs. To add personal details or information to something.
Examples:
Personalize social media profile. Personalize my workspace. I like to personalize my phone case with a picture of my dog.
Medicinal.
Of or relating to the treatment or cure of disease.
Examples:
Medicinal chemistry. Traditional medicinal. The medicinal properties of this herb have been known to help with various ailments.
Cardiothoracic.
Relating to the heart and lungs or the surgical procedures and treatments involving these organs.
Examples:
Cardiothoracic surgeon. Cardiothoracic complications. He underwent a successful cardiothoracic surgery to repair his damaged heart valve.
Graft.
A transplanted portion of tissue or skin, often taken from one part of the body and used to repair or replace damaged or missing tissue in another part. A corrupt or illegal means of acquiring wealth or power through illicit or unethical methods.
Examples:
Graft surgery. Anti-graft law. The patient's skin graft procedure was successful, and he was released from the hospital.
Startling.
Extremely surprising, astonishing, and sometimes worrying.
Examples:
Startling earthquake shocks. Startling discovery. He describes the story with startling reality.
Circulatory.
Relating to the system that moves blood through the body, which includes the heart, arteries, and veins.
Examples:
A circulatory disease. Cause circulatory failure shock. The circulatory system of the animal is also responsible for heat transportation.
Foreshorten.
To represent or depict an object or scene in art or illustration in a way that gives the impression of it being shorter or compressed, often by distorting the perspective or proportions.
Examples:
Foreshorten an argument. Foreshorten a timeline. The novel's narrative seemed to foreshorten the events of a decade into just a few pages.
Intrude.
To enter or to be present in a place or situation where one is not wanted or allowed. To interrupt or disturb someone or something.
Examples:
Intrude on his personal space. Intrude on other people's conversations. The loud music from the party next door intruded into my peaceful evening at home.
Rebirth.
The process of being reborn or starting anew, especially after a period of decline or stagnation.
Examples:
Undergo a rebirth. Rebirth of democracy. The phoenix is a symbol of rebirth, rising from the ashes to be reborn anew.
Multidisciplinary.
Integrating or involving various academic fields or different skills in a topic or problem-solving approach.
Examples:
Multidisciplinary project. Multidisciplinary analysis. He adopted a multidisciplinary research approach to unravel complex phenomena.
Radiology.
The branch of medicine that uses medical imaging technologies such as X-rays, CT scans, MRIs, and ultrasound to diagnose and treat diseases and injuries.
Examples:
Interventional radiology. Diagnostic radiology. The patient underwent a radiology scan to diagnose their medical condition.
Jargon.
Specialized language or vocabulary used by a particular group or profession that is often difficult for outsiders to understand. Language that is full of technical slang or obscure terms and is often used to obscure or confuse rather than clarify.
Examples:
Business jargon. Scientific jargon. The financial industry is notorious for using complicated jargon that confuses consumers.
Medic.
A person trained to provide medical care, especially in an emergency.
Examples:
Medic unit. Military medic. The army medic arrived on the scene to provide medical assistance.
Inversion.
The action or fact of inverting something, or the state of being inverted, the reversal of the normal order or arrangement of things.
Examples:
Temperature inversion. Inversion layer. The inversion of the mortgage market led to a decrease in home values.
Bureaucracy.
A system of government in which most of the important decisions are made by state officials rather than by elected representatives.
Examples:
Government bureaucracy. Arbitrary bureaucracy. The bumbling bureaucracy made it difficult to get the permits we needed.
Jealousy.
A feeling of resentment or bitterness towards someone because they have something that you desire.
Examples:
Jealousy feeling towards another person. Burn with jealousy. His jealousy of his brother's success caused a rift in their relationship.
Obstruct.
To block or interfere with the passage, movement, or action of something or someone.
Examples:
Obstruct an airway. Obstruct a bill. The road was blocked by a fallen tree, obstructing the path for all vehicles.
Conservatism.
A political and social ideology that seeks to preserve traditional values, institutions, and practices and resist change or innovation, often associated with a preference for limited government, free markets, and strong national defense.
Examples:
Fiscal conservatism. Conservatism Party. Conservatism in politics tends to prioritize traditional values and limited government intervention.
Arrogance.
Excessive self-confidence or self-importance.
Examples:
Brazen arrogance. Arrogance of power. He acted with arrogance and was not well liked by his colleagues.
Embarrass.
To cause someone to feel awkward, worried, or ashamed.
Examples:
Embarrass political enemy. Embarrass my project. He looked for an opportunity to embarrass that actor in public.